Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining in to Nellie and Ruth Designs. I want to thank all of my new subscribers, everyone that is returning. I love all your comments. I appreciate you all, and I want to thank you all. So this video, you'll see I have the same things on. It's kind of a follow-up. I'm just doing these back to back today. This is a follow-up to my previous video of my book haul from my local library book sale. And in that video, I had mentioned the, come on, Barbie, you can do it. Come on, use that brain. Got a lot of brain in there. Got to use at least 90% of it. It's Jane Chipp's challenge. She's doing an Artful Memories challenge. And this is a book of hers, and it's co-written, co-edited, co-craft with Jack. I think you pronounce it Ravi. So you'll have to excuse me if I'm not pronouncing it properly. But it's Ravi. Jane Chipp and Jack Ravi. So I just received this in the mail yesterday, and Jane works with a lot of black and white photos. This is something that's totally out of my comfort zone. I have tons of black and white photos of my mom when she was young. You know, these go back to, she was born in 1920. So I would say from maybe 1910, when she was 10 years old, 8. Well, my Aunt Rosie was in there and she was a baby. So probably 1920, she was 1919 she was born. So probably 1926, 27 forward. And I really want to do something special with them. And I think that's why I've been putting off doing family scrapbooks with my mom's and my dad's photos from the 1900s, because I didn't want, I just don't want to put them in an album. I really want to do something special. So the other thing is I wanted to show y'all this book in case you're interested in buying it. It's a wonderful book. I believe, I'm not sure the price of it because I have an Amazon Visa, so I get points, and I actually got this book for free. So I didn't really pay too much attention because I had a lot of points, but go on Amazon and it's right there. So I wanted to show this to you in case you were sitting on the fence whether you wanted to get it or not. And I love showing everyone inside of magazines because it makes a clearer picture of what you're getting. And there's just a lot of, these are all little tips. I haven't really looked at this a lot yet. This is kind of the first time I'm seeing it with you. So she has a little introduction here about Jack and Jane, how this book came to be. I would assume that. She talks about, why photographs, how to share your story, bring the past into the present, be present, find healing, accept yourself, pull the threads, be daring, find your circle. So there's a lot of little play on words here. And then she gets into using your family photographs, which is very interesting to me. Where to find old photographs. She tells you, she gives you some hashtags where you can find things online. This I thought was interesting, and it just caught my eye. And I don't want to have, I'm doing this like this because I don't want to have the glare from the light. And I'm sorry about that if there is a glare. I'm really trying to do my best here. This photograph, I just had to laugh because this is a USB, right? That's what you call it, a USB connector or a port or whatever, a USB cord. And I couldn't figure out. At first I thought, oh, that's kind of scary. But it says here, stay connected to your past. Oh, that must be this. Okay, so the artist, Renee Alnick, did this. So it's stay connected to your past. But I just thought that was like, ooh, that's... So right here, one can't live without the past. It's always there. The past determines our present and future, and therefore it's a gate to life. And my husband always had a saying that's similar to this, that if it weren't for your past life experiences, you wouldn't be the person that you are today. And he would say that all the time. Because I would say, I do have regrets. I wish I hadn't done that. I wish I hadn't, I wish that hadn't happened. I wish, I hadn't gone there. I wish, if I had just waited, or, I wish I had finished school. I wish this, I wish that. I have a lot of regrets. And he always reminded me, if it wasn't for your past life experiences, you wouldn't be the person that you are today. You wouldn't be where you are today if you hadn't had those experiences. So just stop. But I can't stop. Sometimes I beat myself up. So here's a whole section about being brave, which I have to dig into, and I have to really, I don't know what this is about, but for me, just seeing being brave is just attempting artwork like this, going to shifting the brain, the way your brain thinks, making art that works. So now her first section here is working with paint, applying media to photographs, which is going to be a wealth of knowledge to me, using felt tip, isolating an image. The next one is working with canisters, which she does a lot. She works with tins, and they're a lot of fun. So working with canisters. This is called the Traveler. This is a project. So now she's showing you how to create this. And here's step by step how to do that. Simple 3D scene. This is a 1-hour project, which looks like it's a lot of fun. Okay, sleeping in a matchbox. I like that title. So she teaches you how to make these cute little matchbox babies that look like they sleep. It's like, remember they used to put the baby in the dresser drawer? They didn't have a crib. Now I'm really showing my age. Treasures inside jewelry boxes. Okay, so right here, working with paper. And I like this. A full color image tells a complete story, which is true. When you have a photograph and it's current, present day color, it tells a complete story. A black and white photo tells half a story. Because for me, when you look at a black and white photo, you focus mainly on the image. All right? You focus on the people like this. That's only half the story. The rest of the story is behind it, next to it, underneath it, and then we write the rest, which I love that. Love, love, love that. A full color image tells a complete story. A black and white photo tells half a story, and we write the rest. And in some cases, we could say we write, R-I-G-H-T, the wrong. Sometimes I'd have to add I would have to put that under that for some of my parents' pictures with what they went through with their parents. My father, his father walked out on him when he was an infant, and my mother's mother walked out on her family when my mother was 10 years old. And thank God, thank the Lord that my parents never took on the role of being victims. Because if they had done that, I wouldn't have had the life that I had, the wonderful, wonderful life with them. They had something in them that made them want to do better, want to be better. But they had terrible, terrible childhoods. Fun childhoods. I mean, they made the best of it, but I can't imagine walking out on 7 or 8 children. I can't imagine doing that. And my dad, when his father left, he was an infant. He took his older brother and my Aunt Ruth. She had passed away from influenza when she was 10 years old. And my dad never knew his sister. And it was just he and my grandma Nellie, and all of my grandma's sisters, my Aunt May, my Aunt Fanny, my Aunt Emma, that raised my father. And they struggled. Here's altering a background with collage, photograph cubes, which I thought was a really great project. I'd really like to try that. Here's some more. Okay, so all dressed up. This is a project that she and Jack have put in here. And it's a fun little way to make a dress. You take a photo, and this is what you end up with. These sweet little, which I think are just adorable. And here you could actually add, brush some, oh, come on, craft glue. What is it? Mod Podge, a light layer, and you could do so much. You could put a little glitter on here. You could do embossing powder and make a little shimmer. I'd like to try one of these as well. Just lots of fun. Double-sided frame. She shows you that. Working with books. Magic Lantern book, which I kind of looked at this last night, and I thought this was really cool. This is another thing that I might like to try. Art journaling. So there's a little section in here about art journaling. And like me, I'm new to this, and if you're new to all this, I would highly recommend purchasing this book. And follow Jane as well. She has a YouTube channel and Instagram, and I'll put all of her, how you follow along with Jane. Preparing an altered book. Image transfers, which I found interesting. And here's working with tissue paper. So printing on tissue paper, collaging with tissue prints, memory pebbles. I've seen these that she's done, and these are phenomenal. I just love these. And this would be such a fun craft. You could get these pebbles. You could pick them up at beaches, wherever. Display ideas, how to display your items that you create. Working with needle and thread. Printing on fabric. I'm anxious to read this because she's got the old freezer paper out, which I have a ton of. Fabric printing tips. And this, I love to do this myself. I've never really done it on photographs, but I do lots of embroidery. These are all French knots all throughout the tree here, which I think is phenomenal. Stitching on photographs. She tells you exactly how to do that, how to prep them. Here you go, prepping photographs for stitching. Isn't this a wonderful book? Beehive quilt with photos. How cool is that? So she has a whole section there. And this I love. I think this is so cool. A stitch in time. This is actually, I think, 3 photos. Or she takes this one and then she builds layers up on top of it and then she stitches. She does show you how to do it, which I love. So these are going to be some fun projects, and I will do my best. I'm going to be very nervous doing them for my YouTube. So you're going to see me flounder and fall, and I just have to pick myself up. And so this is really cool. All of this. This is cool where they just stitched around the mountains. Working with scissors, weaving a dream. Here she's doing some weaving. It's actually two faces. It looks like she's taken this and this face and she's woven them. I don't know if you can see the two faces, but there's actually two faces there, which is really cool. That's why she has an unbelievable mind. And this is fun too. I think we should do some paper weaving. That would be a lot of fun to do and explore with that. And that would make a real pretty background in a junk journal. So here's more paper weaving, which is just so cool. Look at this. Very, very cool. And these are all different artists that she has in here. Negative Space. Yeah, I love items like that. Very, very cool. Alone and Together. Here's a 1-hour project with tea bags. Books like this really get my blood flowing. Really, you know, it brings you out of your everyday, you know, what am I going to do next? What can I do with this? The same old thing. This is the kind of book that can really incentivize you and inspire you to do some fun, different things. This is very cool. Working with nature, which I love to do. I can't wait to look at this part. Isn't that cute with the dandelions and the flowers? Woodland dress. That's cool. She shows you how to do that. More exploring with. And then in the back, she gives you, it says, finding old photographs to use in your artwork is great fun. However, if you need some images to get you started, we've included some of our found photographs and ephemera here. Scan and resize as you wish. Or go to www.artfulmemoriesbook.com to download. So I thought that was really sweet that they did that as well in the book. And remember, if you go to Flickr and you search one word, just called Commons or The Commons, they have all kinds of images, and just type in free to use or free to me or whatever. You can find all kinds of images in Flickr as well to use. They have to be free. You can't, just remember, you can't download something that has copyright issues attached to it, because you can get big trouble. Big trouble. So this is Jane's book, and I wanted to share that with you. I'm very, very excited about this. And if you want to see other people's art that is in the challenge, just put if you're on Instagram, just use the hashtag Artful Memories, and you'll see a whole bunch of projects that people are doing with Jane, and some of them are phenomenal, and they're just very intimidating to me, because it's like, you know, your brain really has to think in a totally different way, and I have to kind of turn and flip mine. But I think once I start reading and thinking, you know, this is a book I'm going to really have to digest and pull some photos and look at them, set them aside, look at them, set them aside, and figure out how I'm going to do it. But I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be a nice change up, hopefully for me and for you. So thanks everybody for looking at the book with me. And I'll put everything in my description that you need to know, and I will see you in my next video. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.